Let's try this again. Let's see. Pull the number back up. And if I could actually get it to do what I want it to do. Hey, what's up? Alright, apologize for any awkwardness. I'm a little tipsy right now, so I'll try to keep myself in check here. Alright, man. Sorry it took so long to get back in touch with you. First off, apologize for that. Alright. Well, first things first. I'm like probably 95% sure that you're one of the select few that have played all 20, well, I guess 24 and whatever you played so far seasons in the NDL. Yep.
Season 1, Louisiana Lafayette.
Oh man. That'd be rough back then. The Sun Belt back on PS2. Man, I don't know about you. How much college football did you pay attention to back then?
All tons of it.
All right, so you knew there was a Sun Belt before you started playing the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Very I don't know. My first season I think was season 8, and when I got told I had Florida International, I thought it was a Division 2 team. I didn't even know that the Sun Belt even existed. Like, what? Like, this is actual Division 1? And then I played Virginia Tech, and they showed me why I didn't know about them, too. So, a rough start. So,
The only reason why I knew that there was a Sun Belt is because the University of Minnesota played Northeastern Louisiana State, which turned into Louisiana Lafayette or something like that. That's the only reason why I knew that.
Wow. Never ever would have guessed in my life. It's pretty cool. I believe you're from Ohio, right?
No, I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, and then after I got done with college, I moved out here to Minnesota.
Ah, okay. I don't know where I got that from then, so my bad on that. So I guess that explains why you've had 2 different runs with Pitt then?
No, my first run with Pitt, I wanted to keep him, but it didn't work out that well. So my second run, I kept him, but I wanted the dynasty him. I wanted to do something else. Once when you get that top pick, the choice of getting a big team kind of outweighs the thrill of having your team. So I took Penn State. And that didn't work out very well either. So
Not your fault. Probably for the best, though, seeing what happened to Penn State.
what's that?
Probably for the best, we're seeing what happened to them and probably what's going to be their, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, they're going to be pretty screwed on the next couple versions of the games, I think. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. So that was good. I got Navy now. I like them. Their defenses for a C plus defense, they're pretty lights out. And they're pretty fast. They're pretty quick. The linebacker, that impact linebacker they have is just incredible.
defense. Must be nice to have a good defense. So, what's it like being at an independent?
Yeah. And the independent's fun because you get to make up your own schedule. You get to play the people you'd like to play. That was the draw for Navy for me. This is the last year they're going to do the independent. And so this will be the last year that I go independent. So
Yeah,
do something in the next version.
that's pretty cool. Everyone likes them. Definitely the flexibility with the schedule is so cool. And I believe,
Yeah, that's the neat part about being on an independent.
yeah, I just happen to be reading the looking in the conference thread and looking at the independents, and I saw the little discussion you and Dave were having.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
got a good laugh out of that. Dave's a pretty chill guy. I saw that, and it's like, so who am I supposed to go to week 4? Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Dave's kind of mad at me because of I left Pitt, and he's had that dynasty and he's had those top picks, so he doesn't let me forget that.
Yeah, I remember reading that after you went in the draft. It's like, why is he going in the draft? And yeah, nice back and forth there. And then especially after you made the pick to actually leave this time. Because I remember, if I remember correctly, you went in the draft before and you had a top pick, but you ended up staying with Pitt because you found it hard to leave, and then you end up leaving the next season.
Well, I would have left had I got my team, the team that I wanted already went. So that made it easy to go back to Pitt. So you take that chance when you go out, and people keep the team. And I saw the team was kept, so I just figured I'd go back to Pitt. The Pitt was easy to get a top pick because they were a good team and the win goal was low. So there was 2, 3 seasons I had enough points to be in the top 5, top 10 that I had with Pitt. So I stayed, and then I had, I think, the second pick that season. I stayed, or the third pick, and wanted to give it a shot. It's blasphemy that I took Penn State, being a Pitt fan, but
Penn State was pretty good on that year's game.
what's that?
Penn State was pretty good on last year's game. So I remember playing some scrims against some guys that were using them, and yeah, I didn't think I play them with Michigan one season. Like, yeah, I gotta get the hell out of this conference.
Yeah,
Weasley's
they
beating.
were a good team, but their quarterbacks were terrible.
Yes,
They're just terrible.
and nothing like
And that's
having
what,
an inaccurate quarterback.
yeah, after the problems, a lot of my problems came from, not on defense, not running the ball. It came from when I needed to throw the ball. I'm a terrible thrower to begin with.
You could
You
have.
have a quarterback that can't throw the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what Navy's quarterback is like, but I know definitely picking in day 2, that was one of the first things that I looked at. I don't care. It's almost like I don't care about the running game. I don't care about the offensive line. I just need a quarterback that can throw the ball where it's supposed to be, at least in the general area.
Yeah,
Please.
no, that does not qualify Navy's quarterback. That guy is terrible. And I got him because I wanted to run the option, but he's not fast. I think he has 77 speed, and their running back isn't fast. So, but their defense, like my game against Clemson, they even surprised me and how well they contained Clemson, and I think they surprised Lights as well. You know,
Yeah, that I was gonna bring that up. Like you say that, and I look at. I remember reading the recap of it. It was like, wow, not 100 yards of offense, but still find a way to win, and a ranked win
yeah.
at that. So pretty
Well,
good way
they
to
had
start.
2 goal line stands, so um, they had 2 goal line stands. One, he missed a really short field goal, which he would have won the game had he made that field goal, because it would have ended 2017 in regulation. He missed a really short field goal, and then he couldn't get it in on 4th down. So on one of the goal line stands, it's just they are there. It's a pretty fun team to play defensively. Offensively, it's torture.
Which I'm sure you thought about when you made your schedule for the most part.
Well, I play Lights every season, and I have for the last 5 or 6, and then I play. I continued once I left the Big East to play Wiser, and I played Kane
know one game I look forward to seeing if you're liking to run the option. Your game against Air Force. I don't remember the schedule. I think it's in the middle of the season,
Yeah.
but
Yes, I play week 7, week 8. I think I play Air Force.
it should be an entertaining game to see because John loves to run the ball a lot. So
Yeah.
a lot of rush yards that game.
It could be interesting. Like I said, it could be interesting if I can even score points. I got a defensive touchdown. I got an offensive touchdown on blown coverage and a couple field goals.
Hey, as long as you get enough, that's all that matters.
It takes forever to get some offense with that team.
Yeah, it's early. I'm sure you'll get the kinks worked out some. Enough to get a couple of wins and turn into a good pick.
I got one win. It's a good season.
Coach speak. Haven't heard that for a while. Let me think here. Let me pull up my list. So I had some stuff. Stuff to bring up. It's not coming to me. Never does. I guess we talked about those two things. Well, since you've been here from the beginning, for us less qualified vets and for the noobs out here, man. So I remember I was in the CSFL, and then I took a break from NCAA for a while. So I never really found out or heard how the NDL actually started. So I don't know if you remember that or remember bits and pieces of it to enlighten us.
I don't, actually. I know it started from another league. Jeff and he played a few seasons ago. He was one of the other guys that started it. I can't remember his name. But no, I don't. That's that would be something good to put on the website. Is the history of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for people to see, because I mean it's pretty impressive that this league has gone on for 25 seasons and strong. You know.
Yeah, you're not
You
kidding
look back
about
in the
that.
day, how many leagues people were in, and just wow, this league is still standing.
Yeah, because back in those days, especially with what online started with '04, so everybody was excited, but you always felt like you had to be in multiple leagues because you knew that some were going to fold within the first season, so it's like Russian roulette, just picking leagues and hoping that this one sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
There was some good. There was like the SGL, and then there was Lights Out Penguin had a league that was really good, and then I can't remember the one that Jake's brother had one. That was pretty good. There was a few of them out there that were pretty good, but none of them even came close to what the NDL does. And what the NDL does now is just sit here and I'm looking at the webpage, looking at Marshall v. Florida State, and that just shows a lot for the coaches now too. You can get teams like Marshall, and the coaches are getting better. No more is it just like Mike's dominance. Not saying that Mike isn't dominant because he still is, but there's just more coaches that are coming through here that are winning games, and it seems like more of a playing field.
Yeah, you're not kidding about that. I felt kind of bad about that when I saw it because the guy that's Marshall is my cousin. So I was really irritated that he got Marshall with the second to last pick in the draft. I was like, of course he gets Marshall and he's in my division. And two, that he beat Chusker, which it's a weird thing here because like a lot of I don't talk to George a lot because just me and George haven't really talked that much, but talking to other members of Husker Nation, it's like we always root for each other, and secretly, even though people don't believe us, we do root for Nebraska to win games because you always want your team to do well in the league, even if you're not controlling them.
Right. Oh yeah.
But yeah, seeing Chusker lose made me feel kind of bad because like you always want to see the other guys do good until you're playing them.
And that's I'm glad that Rain, not Rain, but Nibbler has that he beat Rain in Cincinnati. So that's always good to see.
Yeah.
Winning a big conference game.
Yep. And just going on throughout the season to see so many of those big games, just like wow, did not see that coming at all. So it makes the league so fun. Somebody every block pulling out that win.
That makes following your team in real life and then on the computer a little bit better.
Yep, totally hear that.
Man, look at this. This is killing it. You know, you just browsing through the website here and you can see this, the live broadcast section of it. It's mind blowing every time I sit down to look at it.
Yeah,
Homie is a master, and what that guy does is unbelievable for this league.
you know, I don't know why I didn't post in that thread yet. I'll do it as soon as this is over. But man, I still feel bummed out that we had Noel and some of the other guys had put together that everyone donating money, and then there you go, popping up ULL final against New Mexico, which I was watching before this. Ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I don't watch the game.
So cool. But I really, really wish that he would have took the money.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, I know it went back into the league, and I mean, hell, him building this stat site saves the league money for having to, instead of having to have it run on League Daddy. But he's done so much stuff. It's like, dude, please let us give something back to you.
Right. And that just shows, somebody's, like all of us, all 120 of us, the love for the game and this community that was built, And I don't think that that's just the unselfishness there, and it's for the league, it's for the community that's built. And I'm sure he likes to do it too. You know what I mean? That plays a lot into it.
Yeah. Man, because I was playing Oklahoma. No, I wasn't. Glad I wasn't. Playing Stanford. Not that was much better. But playing them a couple nights ago, and had a buddy in the background, so I was on the mic and like, don't say anything, and he's back there laughing at me while I'm losing, and it's like whatever. But after the game was over, and just him like seeing the stat site and all that stuff, it's like this is crazy. Like, this isn't even a league. I'm like, you know what? Really, it's not. You hit the nail on the head. It's a community. It's just like a bunch of guys that like the game, a common interest. But I mean, there's so much other stuff about this league that makes it, to me, the best league that I'm ever gonna be in, and the best that I've been in.
Right.
I mean,
that's for sure. It is just that. It's the community that makes this league. It's not the game. Because I think that the boards would still be active. I think the other things that go on in this league would still be there if it wasn't, even if NCAA football wasn't. Like next year, what are you going to do if there's no game?
Yeah.
I guess that will be the test. But this league will continue to go doing other things like OTP. I mean, if you're a baseball fan and you're not an OTP, then you're really not a baseball fan.
I feel really bad because I was just about to ask what that is. Someone told me about it, and it just, we were playing the show online. I think it was I seem to be, because I talked to him a lot, and he's talked to me about it before, but like kind of really brief. But I didn't ask him about it.
Yeah, there's times that I'll sit here, like in the off season. There's times that I'll sit on the computer for what seems to be 10 minutes, and you look down here, you're watching, it's 2 hours gone by, and you're just fooling with your team, and you're trying to get your team together, and it's real baseball in a nutshell. I mean, you run your major league team and then your minor league teams, and you're making
So it sounds pretty cool.
It's when you think you made the right deal, you think your team's moving right along. You wait for that sim in the morning, and you're 1-5 during that sim. You go back in and then you try to reconfigure your team, and it's really neat. It's one of the it's like the real deal. It's unbelievable.
Hmm. Something to look at then.
And that's another thing that just shows, like 26 people are in this league, and it goes strong. And that's a testament to the league. It says this league is more about NCAA football than it is about NCAA football, more as it is about other things that go on.
Okay, I see it now. I'm looking at it. All right. I'll have to take a look and see more about that. But yeah, and then you got, online dynasties. Uh, when the next FIFA comes out, that
Yep.
whoever plays Madden, whoever plays baseball, hell, all the shooting games that come out,
Yep.
always something else to do, and always something to see on the message board. Oh man, so many fun times just being in class, knowing I should be paying attention, taking notes, and I'm just sitting here, 45 minutes gone by, haven't heard a thing the teacher said, laughing at stuff that Corey and Shell and Dave, whoever, AJ, post in the off-topic section. So much fun.
Yeah, it's reading some of that stuff just makes me laugh.
This pretty much has replaced my newspaper. Not that I don't really read the newspaper that much. I guess you'd say like the internet now, because usually it'd be like first thing in the morning, fantasy baseball, wake up, I need to see the box score. I don't want to look on the internet. Then it turned to, okay, I need to check ESPN as soon as I wake up, and then now it's going to the website and see what's going on, who posted something while I was asleep, what did the late night shift guys post.
Right.
It's good stuff. Well, another question for you then, since you've been here a while. Had plenty of time to make some good friendships here and find some favorite guys in the league. So, I guess you don't have to give it a particular order, but your top 5 players in the league or top 5 coaches in the league, however you want to define it, it can be a mix to play against, to read on the message board, to chat with, however you want to put it.
Gene I've known since '04. So, we become pretty good friends. He lived in Minnesota, so we became pretty good friends through this. And then Dave, Mike, Jay. Dave's got to be one of my favorites because it's just the banner that we have, the rivalry we have. That starts back up again this year after. I guess he's not so much mad at me anymore. So that's one of them. And Beefy's one of my favorites.
Oh yes, BT.
Beefy is beefy, and that is. And then there's like for 5 would be a mix of guys. There's not one that you would take over another. It's just a bunch of different guys that you enjoy playing or you enjoy talking to, and I think the league falls as number 5. Who would be your as a favorite is because there's not one that stands out. You have those few that you play a lot, you talk a lot with and whatnot, but there really isn't one more that stands out from the rest other than those 4 and then the league.
All right, fair enough. Along those lines, then, since you've been here, you've seen everyone that's passed through. Any body or few in particular that you miss being around in the league?
There's a few that I like. Kentucky Sharks back this year. I enjoyed playing him, and I served him the other night. And let's see who else. No, that's about it. There's
I remember him. He was my very first game in the league was against him, and
Yeah.
as for I
He's
was
a straight
surprised.
coach.
Yeah, good coach, and he
So it
was
was good to
very
see
good
him
on
come
giving
back. And
advice
then,
too.
let's see who else came back. That's about it. So many names have gone through here. You know?
Yeah, looking at the Hall of Fame and seeing all the there's so many people. Oh man, it was really cool to see him come back too, because he's, I mean, obviously as a, I am a Nebraska fan first, but being a Kentucky fan second. Uh, just being honest, there's not too many people that pay attention to Kentucky football, so
No,
it'll be nice
there's
to
not.
have
There's a lot of
someone
people that
else to
pay
chat with.
attention to Kentucky basketball, but not Kentucky.
Yeah.
Unless you're a real Kentucky fan.
It's been interesting. Like me and Jason will talk about basketball, obviously, but he's the only other human being that I've ever known that watches Kentucky basketball that knows just as much about football. So being able to have those conversations are really cool.
Yeah, it's cool when you can have a conversation with somebody about something that not most people can have a conversation with about. It's like me and Pitt football.
Good point.
There are too many Pitt football fans out there.
Yep, I can totally understand that. What else? What other types of games do you play? I could have
I
swore I
play
saw you in another
where I
league
play with
before.
everybody. I play the show. I'll probably get Madden this year. Play that. I don't normally buy Madden. Um, one of the reasons why is because of the like once that automatic play calling stuff, game flow or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
That totally turned me off of that game.
EA touting features that don't even need to be in there.
Yeah, that just made it terrible. You know. So, but this year I read about it, and it's supposed to be really really good this year. So I think I'm gonna throw $60 at it. Hope it sticks.
Someone posted it.
Buy the game and then trade it in 2 weeks later because you know you'll never play it.
I'm trying to remember who it was. Might have been Swell. Someone posted in the Madden section about starting a league, or like trying to form a list together, see who's interested now. So
Oh, that'd
there's
be fun.
an online franchise going and
The franchise is what makes that.
yeah,
You know, one thing I miss is because I do one season of Road to Glory every year, and being able to take that Road to Glory guy into Madden.
man, that'd be cool this year since it's connected. So you play your
Right.
career, and then your career your player turns into a coach.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. Try to be Bill
That,
Belichick without
that
the
makes it
cheating.
fun if you can actually go through it, but like I said over the last few seasons, that's just so bad. At least for me, it's all like unplayable. That game flow business. You said you tout something, you know, you need to have the game good enough. And you take people away that play it a lot, like Beefy. You know, he won't play it because of the game flow.
That deal will forever haunt. I know they still sold a lot of copies of that game, but I feel the deal for the exclusive rights is gonna, they could just attach that stigma to Madden, because it seemed like for a couple of years they were just content with saying, oh well, since we're the only guys that can put out an NFL game, well, this is what you get, and they know you don't really have a choice, and you got suckers like me that I'm not gonna buy it, but
You still buy it anyway.
yep.
Yeah, that's the truth. They did that with NCAA. I like this version a lot better than last version, but it's just one of those things they do. You don't have to improve a product because it's the only product there.
Yeah,
You either want it or you don't.
I'm not gonna lie. Even for some versions of NCAA I didn't like, pretty much I just looked at it as, well, even though I may not like this game, just look at it as a $60 fee to be in the league.
Right.
It still made it.
Exactly.
You could suffer through 36 games and bowl games or whatever, and still just chat with the people I play with, play some scrims just to shoot the shit with people, and it still made it worth it. So
Yeah. So what do you think about two seasons?
think about what?
2 seasons now.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. There was one thing I was really hopeful about is that it was gonna be stretched out. So me doing videos would be able to be easier because I was hoping that we'd have one game per block, so I could just do 1 week at a time.
Oh, gotcha.
Though not a big deal, but looking at it, because me and Matt had talked about it some, like after he had made the announcement, like me, I play baseball, I play all kinds of games, and I'm always gonna find time to play video games. But that third season not being there, to me, I'm hoping that one, people won't be so burned out as, because it felt like the third season, it was so hard, always so hard to get people to play games that you could tell that they just, like, mentally had just checked out. It was like, well, I'm just waiting for next year. But maybe by not having a third season, I mean, I think we have a really good community now, but I think if anything, it just make it stronger because you'll be like, okay, well, we don't have the third season. Baseball comes out, you don't have any football to play unless you want to play in a lightning league or something, and there will be those that don't want to do that. But it just, to me, it makes it so much easier for all the other games to get a little bit of the spotlight because you'll have something else to play. So building those smaller communities within the big one.
Right, and I think what I like about this, those who want to play that third season, there'll be something there, like something like that. It will be there to um, show the people who want to play that third season.
Yeah, because that was definitely, cause I know me and Sean had talked about it, and he was laughing because he said usually he would look at the third season that'd always be the season he looked forward to the most because so many is such an easy way to get a good draft pick because if you went into a mid-major conference, it'd just be so easy to be able to get Sims, which is bad, but
Right.
it is what it is. But now
You
it's
still
like,
get those wins.
yeah, it also, to me, it also adds a little bit more strategy too because I guess what I would look at the first season as kind of feeling out the game, and then since it's still getting patched and tuned, still a work in progress.
Right.
And then the second season would be like, okay, you're trying to set yourself up for that third season. That's how I always looked at it. But now it's like, okay, well, your first season, that feeling out process kind of has to go a little bit faster because you got to get more, I guess, more of a game plan set up. And then that second season turn right back around, and then you have the question, well, do I want to go all in and try to go with a team that's going to possibly have a good rating on next year's game, or do I just want to go all in on this year? So
Right.
that middle season being cut out makes it a little bit different. And I like it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
definitely a change of
I
pace.
think it's going to be, and I think, like you said, for somebody who enjoys the show, a lot of people, trying to get in a show league or doing something different as far as, playing another game as a group like Modern Warfare, just the less time you have to worry about the football portion of it, it gives you more time to worry about the other games you play.
Exactly. It's like I always forget I'm one of the I don't have a family, and I'm not married. I don't have kids, so I'm really fortunate. And I guess, well, depending on how you want to look at it, fortunate
Right.
or unfortunate, I have a lot of me time, so I always can. It's a lot easier for me to find time to play games as opposed to other people. They have their work crazy hours. They've got kids. They have a household to help run and maintain. So it's harder for them to find that time. So taking an hour out of an hour or two out of a week that you would have had to play a game to be able to play something else makes it a little bit easier for those guys.
for sure. That that's the biggest thing. Like, for me, uh, you take an hour out of your day, whatever, to play the games, but you're taking an hour away from your family, your kid, or whatever, and then it just starts to get in the wintertime. It's a little bit more easier, but like at the start of this, like at this point, kid always wants to go outside. Kid wants to do this. Kid wants to do that. So, you know, it's nice because you have that time back now where you wouldn't normally have it. Instead of muddling through a game you really don't want to be in. What? Alright. What? Alright. Wait a second. And then that's, so you have that whole deal that you go through, and, in like season 3, you just feel like you were wasting your time playing these games because nobody wanted to play them. And you had to dig around to find that time, which made it really not worth it to begin with.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad they went with 2, because season 3 started to become more of a headache.
Yeah.
Been worth it.
Yep. Still remember some of AJ's posts about that back in the day.
Yeah.
Love seeing his posts because I don't know. I guess I have a sarcastic sense of humor, and I'm people just don't appreciate out here in San Diego. And sometimes it can be hard to tell when he's being sarcastic, but when you see it, you can appreciate it. And he was just so blunt about how he just couldn't stand people not giving a damn about the 3rd season. So
Right. That's what I like about AJ is he doesn't have a filter. You know what I mean? Like, he's just gonna tell you the way it is.
that
He doesn't care.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Whether you want to hear it or not. And you put if you like post something, that's why I love reading AJ's posts. When somebody posts something stupid and he tells you it's stupid, and you're like, man, I wish I would have said that.
Yep.
But you don't have to worry about it because AJ's doing it.
Yep. He does it and does it well.
Yes.
Well, one more quick question before I let you go here.
Sure.
Trying to figure out how to word it. Obviously, I don't think any of us want this to happen. But let's say somewhere down the line, the NDL and everything that has to do with the NDL were to cease to exist. So no more. Everything that has to do with the NDL as far as playing NCAA football and all of the people that have been through the league all go away. I don't even know how to describe, like some sort of apocalypse happens and knocks out all online service and takes everybody out except for you, I guess. That's so lame. But basically, if there was no more NDL, looking back on it, what would you say about your experience with it?
It was fun, with getting to meet new people and doing the things that you have to be a part of in here. It was well worth that hour a week to play the games and all those little things that you did to be part of that community. There wouldn't be any, again, for me, there's never one great thing that stands out. It's everything that stands out on something like this, and that makes
said. And I guess on that note, thanks for. I said 15 minutes.
No worries.
Uh,
I gotta clean up cat puke.
yeah, I heard somebody in the background was like, "Yeah, I should probably go ahead and cut this short. I don't want to get him in trouble." All right. Well, thanks a lot for letting me
I'd
do
rather be
this.
here than clean up cat puke. So.
Yeah, I understand that. I'd rather be doing this than doing this 5-page paper that I have due on Monday that I haven't even researched yet
Oh, no.
and still won't. 6-pack of beer sitting on my desk right now. That and PlayStation. That's what's going on.
Right.
All right. Well, good luck to you the rest of the season, and thanks again for letting me do this.
Oh, yeah, no problem. You enjoy the rest of your season. Have fun.
All right. All right. Take
All
care,
right, man.
buddy.
Take it easy.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Coach Doc, the original Docs. I know there's the doctor, which I do talk to, and he's a cool guy. But, I mean, he's been here from the beginning, so that is the Doc that, man, whatever. There's one thing I really do want to touch on now that he brought it up. I look at the message board now. By the way, I know this will be a little late, but happy birthday, champ, hitting the big 4-0. Just sneak that in there. Champ's a cool guy. I don't think for some of you newer guys in the league, I mean, I haven't been around. I mean, I've been in the league for this will be my 16th, 17th, 18th, somewhere around there. I've been in here for a good portion of the time, but I just now, I guess, like I'm kind of sporadic with posting on the message board. This is definitely one thing I definitely agree with him on. Best part of the league is the community. It's the league itself. There's other leagues that are out there that have been around for a while. I still think that this one is one of the best, and I feel bad that I didn't even get to take part in the first third of its existence. But man, it's community is where it's at. This is what makes the league so great. Like right now, I'm just got the off topic up. Couple of joke topics. Bob Stoops opening his mouth. I can't really say anything because I don't have to care about the Big 12 anymore. I don't have to hate CU, and well, Nebraska's not in either, so I really don't have to care. No offense to Matt or any Texas fans that I talk to out there, but yeah, I mean it's just so cool. Always someone to talk to, always something to do. Hell, always someone to ask for advice from. So that's where it's at. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap this section up. I may try to get another interview in. Probably not. Not gonna lie. I got a paper to do. I really should focus on getting that paper done. It is what it is. So that is it for this interview. May have another one up. If not, this will be the only one for Block 1. So we shall see.
It's hard to look right at your baby, but here's my number, so call